We're starting this hour with Everton chat. Now, of course, Everton got absolutely smashed by Crystal Palace at the weekend. Another game. It's not just losing; it's the defeat in which they lose. I mean,
the manner of it.
At the back, they look just embarrassing. I think that's not unfair. They do for an Everton side that you go back years. They've predominantly had really good, not great, but good defences. All of a sudden, it looks like the backside, the wheels have fallen off. Can you put your finger on why Everton are so bad at the back at the moment?
Because they're not good enough.
Is it
quite frankly?
But they weren't like this under Benitez, or at the back they weren't like this, were they? Or
sorry,
you think they were?
I think you can keep dressing it up, and you can talk yourself till you're blue in the face about certain things, and then there comes a point when you have to look at certain players and say they ain't good enough to play week in, week out at the back. I just don't see the personnel that they've got there ever being good enough to surge them up the table in a different direction. They really aren't.
But what about the way? So I think I might have said at the weekend he played 3 at the back with wing backs. He's played 4 at the back as well before.
Look. By the way, the question you asked about Frank, should he or could he be sacked before the end of the season? That would be utterly ridiculous. That, in my opinion, would be just ludicrous. Right? Not even on the radar. I don't think that should be at all. When you hire a coach, you don't hire him they hired him when they were in a bad position, and it's not getting a lot better.
But they weren't in this
moment.
position.
No, it's not getting any better. Agreed. And he would like to have had the impact, but look, he's got to have some time to weed out some of those boys who are quite simply not good enough. I don't know what's gone on. I heard Danny Murphy talk this morning. I couldn't agree more about Michael Keane. He's just the guy. Just doesn't look like he's capable at the moment of playing with any sort of reliability whatsoever. Mason Holgate, I don't think is particularly good enough. I don't think he's good enough, full stop, to be a regular in the heart of your defence. I think he makes too many mistakes, basic mistakes. Doesn't read the game well enough. Ben Godfrey is athletically, I think, is very capable, and I think he's a player that could improve. The other two, I don't think they are. I just don't think I've seen any improvement in him at all. I think Ben Godfrey could develop into something that you might be able to get a decent tune out of with the right people alongside him. But at the moment, at the back, the first goal was bad enough at the weekend when Gay gets a free header. When they got all these people stacked up on the edge of across the 6-yard line, and then and Palace have got the extra man on the penalty spot, and they drop it in there, and bang, it's in the back of the net. And then the second goal, when they work it down the left, Palace,
Zaha put the ball in.
It may well have been Zaha that put it in, and it was Mateta that knocked it in. When you actually look at that goal, I'm sure the Everton fans are fed up with looking at it, but when it goes wide, the amount of time and space that they drift into positions, they allow Palace to then just get to the byline, exploit it, cut it back, and knock it past Pickford. It's just not acceptable. It's not good enough. Now, if they were mid-table by now, if Everton were mid-table and when Frank arrived, they were looking to get into the top, I don't know, the top 6, the top 8. If they were a mid-table team now, I guarantee you wouldn't be seeing some of them play at all right now. You wouldn't be seeing any of them again, probably in a blue shirt. I think he would play others, and I think he would just get by until the end of the season when recruitment would then have to kick in, and it would have to be better than it has been up to now for some time. But they've got a lot wrong there. But you have to start somewhere, and they've got to start with personnel changes at the back. They got to, if they haven't, I'm sure Paul Clement and Frank are sitting in the staff room after training, after matches, and going, right, we've got to do something about this. You can't always improve players. There isn't a coach out there that can always turn around and readily and overnight massively improve players. Some, yes, but not enough of them, I don't think, for Everton.